Welcome to the real story with special guest host, the greatest Tanya Memme.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 points here that I'm going to read about you, and I want you to pick one to talk about. Okay, because these are like very interesting points. So this is now. Remember, I was given this list. Okay, this was not me writing them down and choosing what to talk about. Okay. So obviously somebody wanted me to mention these things about you. So here we go. You married way above your rank. You met your wife in wild. Pay it forward moment. Okay.
Yes.
Once you shaved a funny mustache on your own face and you remembered mid-meeting with executives.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
The only thing that you never forget is your caffeine. The doctor asked you to stop drinking so much, so then you decided to go down to 6 cups a day.
Yeah.
That's a perfect answer for that.
Yeah. You love movies, especially action and horror, but you're most open to just about anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I made a commitment not to not like things. Like that's the thing that it's like you grew up like in the cocky like 14 to like 22, like I'm not going to sell out, and it was like no, like everything's awesome. The people who put their time and effort into it, enjoy it. Don't be a prick. Enjoy everything. There's too many people who don't enjoy stuff.
I have a hard time watching horror movies though. My daughter, she's 14. All her friends love horror movies. What is that?
It's coming back though. It really is.
It's escapism. It's like showing you have some control, even like you might have to be a bad guy to have control. I think it's escapism.
It's really good. That's a healthy way of looking at it. Yeah.
It's a very healthy way, Nathaniel, of looking at that. Very okay. And then your other one has never been arrested, but you did manage to talk your way out of handcuffs over a misunderstanding. So out of those things, which one stands out? Which one do you guys want to talk about?
I mean,
I don't know the handcuff story.
The handcuff story, it's kind of, I mean, compared to the other ones, I just rambled like a psychopath about. The TLDR is it was one of those nights in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where it was like they're doing this fundraiser, and it was a black tie event, and I was a younger kid. I hadn't been to one of these, but my company gave me like some tickets to go, and I took the girl I was dating at the time, and we had a lot. It was the Martini Festival that they do in Pennsylvania. It was like just all martinis. And I got some cigars, and really nice cigars. This is really sounding pompous now, so I'm going to end this quick. I was in the parking lot I got the cab, and the girl I was seeing at the time, I was like, here's the cab. And she's like, just, walking over. And I had a few in me, sticking these really nice cigars in my pocket gently, because I didn't want to sit and crush them. And then all of a sudden, I just heard yelling, and somebody slammed me up against the car. And this guy's like, I caught you doing XYZ. And he's like slapping cuffs on me. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And everybody's surrounding me. It's like 11 o'clock at night. And, he gives me like a list of questions. And he's like, what's your name? And he pulls an ID out. And I said, my name. And he's like, it's not on this ID. I go, that's because you pulled the girl I'm seeing's ID who's crying right now. She's crying in the cab. And then this other guy comes up and he's like, what's going on? He goes, this guy was doing XYZ. He thought I was going to the bathroom in the parking lot. And I said, no, I was putting cigars in my pocket. He shoves his hand in and pulls out just a fistful of like tobacco of like $50 in cigars, which my fault. I should not have been an idiot, spent that much on cigars. And you could see like it just kind of like working in his brain, like, oh crap. And he just takes the cuffs off of me and goes over there, and then literally runs like a cartoon character. And his partner looks at me, he's like, sorry, man. And then like goes after his partner, like it was.
But wild. I love that that's on your points for the bio of you. Like, I love that that's a part of, okay. It's a great story. It's an awesome story. Okay, so now we're going to talk about Nathaniel. Who wants to introduce Nathaniel?
He's doing so well.
Tell me what you know about Nathaniel. What do you know about him? Between like, you can each say a little, however you want to do it.
I'll start talking about Nathaniel. I mean, for me personally, it's like he's always been like, a guy who knows how to yell at me if my mic's broke. He's always been solid. The guy is like the most lovable person, but he also knows how to bust your stones. Every time like I would bring a new friend over, it was like, oh, here we go. And he would just smile like he knows it's on. And it was just like, we'd have a good time, but he also knew how to like just shake you a little bit. But with this group, what he always brings is just like that consistent, like it's almost like, I don't want to call it management because I don't want to put that on his shoulders, but it
Thank
really
you.
is. It's like, I know you hate it, but we've all talked about it where it's just, it keeps he keeps the focus point for us, where I bring chaos energy and he keeps us very focused on the task at hand. I mean, he's had his hands in a lot of different pots. I mean, whether it's, you know, the hacking or music or comedy or just general entertainment in general. I mean, he was the one that like taught me even how to reach out to people and just say, hey, you know, we want to share an experience. Are you okay with that? And just suck up the ego and move forward. So he's always been a constant rock. Yeah.
That's big time.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh, you want to mention a couple things? What's that? All they can say is no.
All people can do is say no.
Yeah.
You said yes. Yeah. I took the chance. I'm like, she's way too big for this show, but I'm going to ask. And you were like, I would love to. So I'm glad I took the chance.
Now look at where we are.
No, I can't get rid of you. I don't want to.
No, you can't. You cannot. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Josh, did you want to slam me or something?
Yeah, Josh, you want to come on in, say a few things?
No slams. I will back up everything Zaz just said with dependable. And I know that seems very basic, but it's really nice to have somebody who, when they say they're going to do something, they show up and they do it. That seems to be a lost art on a lot of people these days. And there is no doubt when I hear from Nathaniel that this is going to get done, that's going to get done. And that is really nice. That's it's a nice thing to have. Yeah.
So I hear everything that you guys are saying, and I agree. So for me, I know Nathaniel more than I know Zaz and Josh. And from the day we met, you've been so awesome to me. And I will never forget. I'm going to say it again. He helped me get back my YouTube channel. You guys have no idea what that meant to me. So now we're going to go on. So
that's legendary. Yeah.
It meant the world. So you did help. And honestly, you made yourself available. And I know you're really busy because you're doing a million of these different shows. So, okay, I'm going to say a few things about you, and then you're going to tell us, you pick a story. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So you spent years learning how to sing, only joined bands where singing wasn't exactly necessary. You were on an episode of Pawn Stars. I didn't know that. Okay. You have a dog and 2 cats. You once read over 100 books in a year. How does anybody do that? Guests. Your dream guests include Craig Ferguson, Robert Picardo, Zach Braff, Deborah Jo Rupp, Tommy Chong, and Lorraine Newman. Okay, those are your dream guests to have on your talk show. So we have to make sure you somehow get those guests.
I would love to.
Right?
Craig Ferguson is not who I'm trying to be, but I look at his style and his ability to communicate and just talk and be relaxed with people, and I love it. And I think that's what makes me enjoy his old show so much. I love his stand-up too, but I would love to just sit in front of him and learn
everything you can. Yeah.
And awesome. Then everybody else in the list, like Deborah Jo Rupp has had such an interesting career. I would love to see like how it changed her and how she feels about things. And just the people I mentioned, Lorraine Newman, I watched the original Saturday Night Live growing up. I was a small child. I didn't even understand what I was watching, but I remember loving her characters, her childlike charm sometimes. And I would just like to catch up and find out about her life now and ask about her life then. Not because the SNL 50th and all the things. And by the way, that movie, what was it called? Live or Saturday Night was a fantastic movie that like rekindled my, like, I still love her. Even though, it was talking about her, it wasn't her in it. But yeah, absolutely. Those are my dream guests.
I love that. Okay. You love sci-fi. Yes. If I know them, I'll have to look into that. I don't know if I'll check into that. I know you love sci-fi, and you say that Star Trek is better than Star Wars.
Totally. 100%. Star Trek is better than Star Wars. There's a reason why Star Wars fans can only watch one thing on TV anymore. It's because they've run out of stories to tell about Luke. And I'm going to get hate mail for this, and I don't care. Star Trek has fallen for a lot of the same trap, but at least they've tried to move on to different timeline badly. Some of the new stuff, I'm glad it's over, but there was some good stuff in with there. I don't know. And I have to mention Star Trek every episode is a kind of our Easter egg. It gets thrown in, and Zaz will always count. You said it this time. Yep. But yeah, I'm a genuine sci-fi nerd and have been my whole life. Anytime I get anybody who's been in anything Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar, whatever, I'm geeked about it.
I love that. Are you guys?
That's why Picardo's on my list.
Star Trek. Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Everyone here Star Wars or Star Trek?
You go, Josh.
I just like to be argumentative, so I'm against whatever everybody else likes. So it's fun to make fun of Star
Yeah,
Trek
that's a
here
good point.
because Nathaniel likes it so
I-
much. I just like to make fun of it. That's what makes it fun.
Constantly.
Okay, and then your wife, Jamie Bell, right?
Yes.
It's
She's
spelled
gonna die knowing you
B-E-A-L.
know her name.
Pardon? No, Jamie. Well, because I want to make sure I pronounce it right? Because you know how
Yes.
people mispronounce my name, and we made a whole song about my.
Yeah, we have a song about that.
Yes.
And I listened to it 6 times today. I was calling people like, check this out.
Now would be a great time to say that when we publish our video where we teach Tanya Sano, that song will be in that video. So if you're interested in that song, it will be public someday.
You have to watch the episode that we did. We did Everybody Messes Up My Name. Every TV host I've hosted, every other show with, whatever, anyone
Josh,
I've
play it on the
introduced
outro.
to, everybody mispronounces my name. And these guys made a surprisingly really awesome song, and it's all about how people mess up my name. And we did it while we were giving everybody a Suno tutorial. Suno,
Right.
Suno, however you want to pronounce it. Okay. So I had no idea, but your wife was a big fan of mine, is a big fan, and how
Yes, is.
and then she got you watching my shows.
Yes. I would come in the living room and your show was always on. I'd leave the room for 5 minutes, click, and it's back. And it's still like, depending on what cable package you have, you could find your show somewhere on TV right now. And if we had that sort of cable, I'm sure if she'd have it on now. And I'd walk in the room like, who is this? And I'd watch like, and I would sit down and watch and would have comments back and forth. And I've probably seen, I don't know, most every episode of that show you've ever done.
Sell this house.
And
We
I
did
became a
500.
fan. That's
Thank
when I
you.
became a fan. I loved your delivery. I loved your energy. That was the thing. Before you, I think I was a fan of Alex McLeod on Trading Spaces. But when I saw you, I saw a whole new way to do it. You actually had genuine fun. You lived in that moment, and that's why I gravitated towards you. Like nothing rattled. I mean, things rattled you, but you always had found humor in it.
Thank you.
And it didn't set you off your game. That's how I became a fan of yours. So
I did
whenever
find humor. Yep. Mhm.
we were flicking channels and you came on, I'm like, I'm gonna invite her on the show, and she's like, good luck.
And you did it.
Yeah.
And look where we are now. Look how far we've come. Okay. And I also love that you were married on Halloween, right?
Yes.
And, I mean, how
Outdoors.
cool is that? That
We
was
got married
obviously planned,
outdoors.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a plan. We married outdoors with no plans if it rained. It did rain a little bit. We got on an overlook that overlooked railroad tracks and trees turning fall colors. And afterwards, we had a full costume reception that lasted until 2 a.m. when they kicked us out of the place. It was at 10 p.m. We had to have pizzas delivered. It turned into a party wedding. It wasn't just a formal. We did all the dancing and all that stuff too, but it was a celebration. And I think 5 or 6 years ago, we had most of the people were at that wedding, and all of our friends who come to our yearly party, because we own Halloween now, go to Key West. And it was like one of those Saved by the Bell things where somehow everybody you know is in some beach location having a blast. So I got to hang out with all my friends in paradise for one of our anniversaries.
Okay, is there anything else that you guys want to ask Nathaniel? Is there anything else you want to say, Nathaniel, about yourself to introduce? Because we're getting to know you guys. All right, so next we're going to get to know. My daughter just walked in. Okay.
Have a great one. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Treat each other well.